Let's see if this works. All right, is that better? Okay, cool. Hey, thanks so very much for that. Thanks, Jesse, for catching me on that. Man, I'm going 30 minutes in and no sound. That ruins part of my whole thing. All right, cool. So since there was no sound, obviously I didn't do my own sound check. Um, I'm gonna have to redo the content on that. Oh, that's gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. All right, so bear with me as I go through and get this done really quickly. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to redo the first like 10 minutes of it, and then I'm going to come back to this. All right, so wow. Uh, you should always check for sound. I'm not sure how that didn't happen. My audio thing was on, but it was not registering, and Google did not share that with me. So I have about 30 minutes of content with no sound. How awesome is that? It's fabulous. Okay, so since that happened, hi, welcome to July. I said a whole bunch of stuff. You probably see me doing a lot of moving and everything. You couldn't hear me, couldn't make out a word of what I was saying, which is so funny. But anyways, let's try to go over some stuff really quick. One of the things I wanted to share with you was that I will be at WPC. If you're a partner, come to WPC, see me at the booth, ask any questions, updates, whatever. We have a lot of caring people, a lot of kind people, just like Jesse, and I do appreciate it, who are in the partner community, in the customer community as well, who care about Nintex. So really appreciate what you all are doing out there, and we want to connect. I want to connect with you. I want to do more hangouts with more partners and a host of people. So this is just a part of getting started. The other thing I wanted to mention was I went on a rant. That's funny that no one can hear this. This is awesome. I went on a rant about the 2016 release. And that was one of the really interesting things with the document library. I'm not going to go back over that. Just it's kind of weird how that thing works. You'll probably see some of it as I'm doing some work. But the other piece of it, I do want to, and I have to do this again. I want to do a preview of Nintex for SharePoint 2016. And you're like, what? Nintex SharePoint 2016? I want to do the preview of it. I want to do a preview because I think it's very important. So pretty cool. So let's run through that really quickly. Man, I had such good content out there that I was saying, and no one could hear me. How bad is that? But anyway, so get over it. Life goes on, right? So what you're looking at right now is the new designer for forms. This is the SharePoint 2016 Forms Designer. You probably saw some of the stuff. I'm going to edit the video and actually just have it presenting just this piece with the audio. But you saw this fabulous thing. Look at the new icons. Definitely new look. Same great product. Same great feel. Just new looks, updated, and the updates are done for a couple of different reasons. It's to give you flexibility. It also works multi-browser, so it's not just IE only. It's IE, Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera even works, and Edge. So IE, Edge, etc. So those are some cool things about it. Really nice to use. I like the way the icons look now. I like how things are being done. So that was not what I wanted to bring in. But yeah, so they've done a lot to enhance how the product looks and how it works. You got to get your hands in there, got to get used to it. Not a huge learning curve at all, actually. I mean, if you know the other product, you know where the stuff is. So, I mean, that's just the way it is right there, right? But really great product and really good to look at. Nintex Forms, I mean, workflow designer, same thing. We gave it a new look. We've added and changed the icons. We've also enhanced it some, giving you some greater flexibility. Look at the way that thing just moves and opens from the search. You can also do, let's see here, parallel. So icons, everything looks completely different, looks really nice. If you look at the old product to the new product, definitely an upgrade on that. Not bad though. I like where things are. Start workflow, um, just a host of different things. So kudos to the development team, kudos to UX and everybody that was involved on the product side making these enhancements. it is an enhancement, and it's one that I believe will help continue to showcase why Nintex for Workflow is the best product out there in the market, and it's something that should be used. Also, you'll notice some similarities with this, and we've been announcing or talking about Nintex Workflow Cloud. You know, some similarities when that product actually launches as well. So really excited about that. Oh, one thing I can't miss, connectors, they're brought right in. You have the connection manager, but you no longer have to go out and try to find your connectors. They're right here, so you can actually search. And if they're available, you can use them. If they're not available, it will give you an option of, let's see if I can do, I think LinkedIn does it. Nope, that's not one that I want to use. Where is it at when I need it? I know that these are showing updated trials. Yep. So if it's not available, you can get it on trial version, and then you can actually purchase it for some of the ones that require purchasing. So really cool things there. Excited. But the biggest thing I want to do is talk about the webinar. This webinar is happening July 19th. If I sound rushed, slightly am, because I am on the gun to try to produce something by the end of this Hangout, and I still have like 30 minutes left. But the register for the webinar. This will help you with understanding what's coming out with the workflow and the forums for 2016, the products, the new release, the fact that we, like I said, have multiple support, better UI, and we also can do some other things around hybrid. And I'll mention that as well. The hybrid thing is going to be really cool. You can actually kick off workflows outside of SharePoint. So some event can happen. We've had this in 2013. We brought in and baked it in even more inside of 2016. But be able to kick workflows off from like Salesforce or from Dropbox or Bing, not Bing, well, maybe Bing if you have an API for it, or even Google Maps as well. But you can kick workflows off, and they can then start running processes. What it does, it allows you to keep your process in sync, and from start to finish, regardless of where your systems are, you can get people out there. So register for this. It's happening July 19th, 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And we're doing it to cover multiple time zones. So please, please, please register for that. Can't speak enough about it. I'm going to be in attendance unless something changes. I will be in attendance as well to give you, to help people answer questions, etc. So really excited about that. And like I said, excited about what I'm seeing with the new product SharePoint for Nintex for SharePoint 2016 and the Nintex Hawkeye. I didn't mention much about it because the webinar is going to go into a huge amount of detail on it, as well as giving you insight into what you can use with the product. Hawkeye is going to be our analytics solution. It's a one-of-a-kind thing. You need it. It's a must-have if you're doing workflow processing. So really excited about that. And again, for those that were watching the first half, thanks for watching with no audio. Really appreciate it. And let's see if we can get finished with this solution. So I was announcing that what I'm going to try to do is build a solution where we have, I'm going to use Exchange to find an asset. I'm going to find the asset, and what I'm looking for in Exchange, what I was looking for in Exchange was a document generation template that I can then import into my SharePoint library, set up with DocGen, with using the DocGen action in Office 365, run that information through, then send it to DocuSign for signature and bring it back down. So, and I was trying to give myself some time to do that before the end of the hour. So since I lost some time because I was obviously speaking with no audio, let's try to get back into that. Again, setting it up for you. This is what we want people to do with Exchange. So this is actually pretty cool. But we're going to go to Exchange, find the asset, download that asset, configure that asset, upload it where we need to, and then we're going to actually run it and just finish our process off. Doing this with what I've already started, but doing this with Exchange should, in theory, get me to my solution a whole lot faster. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Let's get going. Righty. Let's get back into screen share, and if I can find where my stuff went. How awesome is that? All right. I think that's it. Yep, that'll do it. Share. All right, let's get going. Okay, So I'm going to go back to Exchange really quick. So in Exchange, if you haven't seen it, here it is. If you haven't seen it, take a look at some of the other Hangouts. Also wrote up some pretty nice articles or blogs on it, and we did some press releases about it. But I'm looking for DocGen templates. So how we do it usually, I can filter like this, search. I chose this one, so I already have it open. Oh, wait, I thought I had it open. So I chose this one. It's pretty nice, pretty simple, and downloaded that by clicking on here. Once I downloaded it, it opened up in Word, and let me pull that back open. Open up in Word, if I can get my computer. So open up in Word, and this is what it looks like here. So very simple template, some data, details, etc. here. Pretty cool, nice and easy, right? So I'm going to now configure it. What I did from there is I went into my SharePoint area. If I can go here, and I close that out, leave. I create a quote list, and the quote list is supposed to give me the details. More than likely, this is going to be sitting inside of like a CRM like Dynamics or Salesforce, but say for example I don't necessarily have that, or I'm a small company and I'm trying to do something simple, or I have a process where I want to incorporate that data with some other data that's sitting inside of my SharePoint tenant or SharePoint environment. So I created a quick list, and that quick list has a title, date, account name, contact name, and billing information. I can add more later, but I'm going to run with that for now. I'm going to create a workflow, and my workflow is going to pull that information together, and it's going to push it into a DocGen. Really fun stuff. I guarantee it's fun. So let's get started on that. So the first thing that we need to do with this is actually, in my opinion, is I'm going to use a parallel block. You don't have to. I'm going to use it because it's easy for me to actually achieve a couple of things. We need to set the variables that we're going to use in our DocGen. And the reason for that is that when you get to the DocGen, I'm actually going to do this and show you what that looks like. So document generation, so bring that down here. So when we look at this document generation, let's see here, make sure everything is flowing well. Okay, good. So when we look at this, it's going to basically say, all right, pick the template or pick the library, pick the template, output the library, and output the file. So it doesn't give us a way to actually set up anything. So we need to have variables set up so that the workflow knows what data to push where. Sounds like a plan? I think so. So we're going to create a variable, and that variable is going to be for the date, and we're going to do date time, and we're going to equal to the date the thing was executed. Actually, no, because we set that inside of the item. We're going to pull that date out. So there we go. And I'm going to do that as date time. I was going to do this something different, but we'll leave that alone. One of the things that I will say is I do this a lot because I have to know, like, what am I doing? So set date. Oh, really key thing to note as well on variables. You can do the variables here. You can do them there. I can actually just set them all up at one time. With and I ran into this working on some other things. You can't have spaces inside of variables for a lot of different things. So just FYI on that. So we're going to do that. Account name. I know what some of these are because I saw the template that I wanted to do. Account address. Let's just do that. And I'm going to show you what that is again really quickly once I can find it. So bringing this back over, I want to do the date, the name, account name, bring the contact name in, and then I'm going to also do the billing address as one thing, and then bring the first contact name in there. So it's pretty interesting, pretty simple, but doable. So let's see if we can keep automating this and making that happen. So let's make sure I got everything in there. So I got contact name, account address, and I'm going to need first name. Save. All right, cool. So we got save date, set date. We need to set each one of those up. accordingly. So I'm going to bring at least these in, and we're going to set these. So contact name, I'm going to, oops, so I can probably do this and just grab the contact name, right? No. And the reason why I can't do that is because this is actually using the people picker field. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to manipulate it a little bit. So I want to get the contact name, and I don't want the login name, I want the display name. So that gives me the first and the last name instead of using the interesting kind of concatenation of stuff. So set contact name. I'm going to get the account name, and this is a straightforward one because that's just text. So I can just bring that one in, and I'm doing this way again so that I know what the variables are that are being set, which is very important. Address, we're going to do that, and that we're going to just leave it all as it is, and then I'm going to grab one more. Oops, supposed to do this. Set address, and then this one I'm going to do first name. So I'm going to do the same thing. So first name, I'm going to grab this. Let's look up current value, contact name, and I'm going to do display name. And technically what I need to do is actually not that. Oh, I think I just complicated my own problem. For the amount of time I can do this, so let's see here, regular expression. Actually, I should be able to just extract substring from the index of the string from the start of the string. Let's do, I think a regex would be easier. Actually, I haven't done this in a while. Number of characters value. Let's see here. I can pull the variable in, I know that much. And output, we're going to output first name. I don't know the number of values though. I just made it a little bit difficult, but give me a second. And I'm going to see what I can do with that. I know my name has 4 letters in it, so let's see if we can do this just for fun. All right, that's not the way we should do that, by the way. It should be a regex, but hey, I can do workflow stuff because I want to. So we have that set up. One of the things that I also learned, you don't have to do this, but it's quite nice to do this, is to set up kind of triggers to let you know what's going on. Set all variables is what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to actually output them. So do date, and you don't have to do this. And there is a limit. There's actually a character limit on what can be outputted in your log to history as well. So just an FYI. So actually, I'm going to take that out and just do values. You don't have to do that, but it's helpful sometimes just to know. Insert what that is. Insert. And then I'm going to repeat this, copy, paste, and I'm going to generate this as the other variables. Account address and first name. It's not going to be pretty. I'm not doing this for like best practices. I'm just doing this just to do it, to get you across the how to use the DocGen piece. So we have that set up. Now we want to select documents. Haven't uploaded it yet. I'm going to actually should probably do that. I should be able to create a new template, and this will be called quote. I'm thinking how I can copy and paste that in there. So give me a second. It should have kicked off something on my computer. It did. So this is what it did. It opened this up. I am going to grab this other template over here and I'm going to paste it in. So there you go. And now what I want to do is kind of replace some of these things. There's a couple ways you can do it. I know that mine is called date, so I could do this and just kind of keep going. I can rename that to that, or I could go here and just simply highlight and select that and insert. So you have different options. That option was actually kind of fun. So I'm going to delete these out really quickly, and I'm going to add the address in there, insert, and then I'm going to do the first name here. Alrighty, insert. All right, so I believe that'll work. We could do more stuff later, but for now, that looks pretty good. I'm going to save and sync the thing. It's going to sync it right back to my SharePoint instance where I was, so I can close that out. So it actually created that already. I'm going to keep this out. No, I'm going to actually send it over. Oh, wait, I can actually do something because I wanted to. Let me see here. Can I put that down at the bottom? I'm just going to put a signature down at the bottom really quickly. I have 10 minutes left. How fun is this? So, date. All right, I can do this. Signature and date. All right, so let's save that. So this is actually going to be in our template. Remember that. This will be in a template. This upload, select it. I'm going to output it back to the same document library, and the output file name I'm going to do as the account name / date. Oh, I remember this is a file name, so you have to be careful about the extensions. Let's see here. Let's just do account name.pdf for now. Let's keep that simple. So that's there. And then I'm going to actually send an email to myself as well. So I'm going to send this information to myself. So I'm the initiator, so I'm going to actually pick workflow context, initiator, send it me, quote has been created. And I'm going to send me my detailed information. So date, account, name, contact, name, address. So this, insert, account name, insert. Alrighty, looks good, huh? Dear first name. Finding ways to use all of my variables. All right, cool. So save that. So that looks pretty good. I believe that works. Now, here's one thing to note. You could do this where I'm gonna copy that and then let's see, I'll delete it. You could actually, and I would recommend this before you run your DocGen, because you do incur a quota when you do that. I would actually do this as an email, send it to yourself. Actually, I'm saying this. Just gonna do it. Oh, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose that. So let's just paste that back in and create quote. Create quote. Whoa, not sure what that was. Quote, save, publish. All right, so let's see if we can make this thing happen. There's some stuff that I need to do on the DocGen piece, but hopefully that doesn't take too terribly long. And I'm running out of time, but I want to get this done for you. So let's make that happen. Where's my thing? So hope everyone's enjoying this as we get this thing published. This is actually on the fly generating a quote using the DocGen template. We found that template from, remember, went to Exchange, found it here. So I can actually do that. And let's see here, where'd it go? Go there, we downloaded it here. So I'm gonna like that. Actually, I can't like it because I created it. How fun is that? So workflow's been published, awesome. So let's actually go test this thing out. It's there. Don't think there were any bugs in my workflow. Didn't seem to be any bugs in my workflow. Hopefully there are not any bugs in my workflow. All right, so while we're doing that, let's go to documents. And I'm going to generate a new one. This is always fun, a new workflow. actually it already has some workflows running, but I'm going to do this one from scratch really quickly to see if I can set this thing up while we're waiting on the DocGen to be created. See if we can run this. So actually, I'm going to close this out, and let's check on the status of this really quick. So you can't see it because it's on my other screen. I'm going to try to grab it really quick. The email that came through. It's kind of awesome. So got the email, came through, dear. Oh, one thing it didn't do is did not give me my first name. Interesting. So I have to work on that to figure that piece out, but it gave me the date, the account name, contact name, and everything else. What do I, so I use the extract from the string. So I'm wondering if it didn't actually pull the string in. So I'll work on that. But anyways, so what we look at is sets all the variables. It said every variable but that first name. That's interesting. I got to look at that and see what that was. And then, so it did generate the the document that I wanted. So I should be able to go to my documents list and find my new quote with my name on it, wherever that is. Quotes doc, where did it go? Magic. So there it is, Magic Kingdom Builders there. So if we look at it, that looks kind of ugly. So we definitely would have to do some stuff around that. And it didn't give me my name. Okay. So not a major deal, right? We can get away with that for now, huh? All right. So what we want to do now is we want to actually send this to DocuSign. So we want to do the DocuSign. We want to send a document. And the reason is it send document, send envelope. I have to look at this again. And it is send document. So we want to send a document. I have to put in my information in here at ntxe08.com. File name is going to be the name of the document. And recipient email is going to be, I'm going to send it to myself so you can see it. Recipient name. Should be able to, no, because I don't have that in there. Actually, I could do this. Look up from quotes and get the current name, contact name. When account name is equal to, anybody remember the account name? Let's go back home and find it. Because account name is Magic Kingdom. Of course, it was the name of the document. I knew that part. Just wanted to see if you knew that part. All right, insert that in. Email subject, please sign your quote for, let's get that again. I should have set up a variable for that. I know I should have, but I didn't. So, too late. How about that? It's a lot of different things I could do a different way. It's account name, when account name is equal to that. Email message, this is your quote to sign. So much fun. And envelope ID, just going to do very simple envelope ID. So we're going to do that. And then once we do that, I'm actually going to do some things here. We'll hope to history. I need to then retrieve. You can do a pause, actually. Let's do that. Pause for duration. And then I'm going to retrieve envelope status. And I'm going to then download that. Retrieve it. And yeah, so you can run a loop in here. Not really concerned about that. I want to grab the envelope ID. So created document signing. And I need the envelope ID. And the reason why I need the envelope ID is to know that it actually generated that. So that envelope ID comes from DocuSign, by the way. So log envelope ID. That's what I'm doing there. pause for duration. I'm going to pause for 1 minute. This gives DocuSign a chance to do what it does. It also gives me a chance to kind of set that up. I am running out of time, but we're going to continue because I need to give you this context. This is going to be so cool. You gotta have this. It's going to be awesome to finish. So DocuSign retrieve status. So what I'm going to do here is I have to log in. I have to have an account to do this with DocuSign. So that's just something to note there. I'll make sure my credentials is correct. eHarris at NTXE. Okay. Envelope ID. I'm grabbing the ID here. It's the same one, so it's going to go in, and then I'm going to actually grab status. And if there's a message or something, I'm going to grab the message. Sounds like fun, right? Save. So once I do that, I'm actually going to log that as well. So, and you don't have to do this, but again, it helps. Current status, workflow status with message. If there's a message in there, it'll give us both of those. So let's do this log status. And then if everything's good and it's completed, I want to download that. So download that envelope once everything's done. D08.com envelope ID. So again, the same envelope ID. This is going to be like magic. There you go. So override it, and then I'm going to actually log that I've done it, so that I know. ID, this one here, envelope ID, status, and I'm just going to tell myself it's overwritten or actually signed, and download it. All right, looks good. Looks good. I approve. You approve. We all approve. Hopefully that name actually works. We're going to title this quote signature. Grab that. Save. So in theory, what I could do is actually set it to start manually. So start when an item is created. So it would start when the DocuSign the document actually generated it. But I'm going to show you that process that you should understand that that can happen. I'm going to show you that process when it comes to like connecting the two. But you should understand that when we kick off a quote here, it generates it, it throws it over into here, the documents area. So when this is done on new, it actually creates one, which is wherever that is here. So let's wait on this to actually publish, and then we're going to run it against this quote. And like I said, I mean, I can definitely clean up the other workflow to give me some better data. But ideally, I just want to take this and then sign it, knowing that I'm going to clean it up later. All right, so Magic Kingdom Builders, we've done that. Let's actually look at workflows, see what's available. I have a lot of other stuff out here. So quote, signature, we're going to do this. And so that is actually already started. I'm going to come back to here so I can refresh that. And I'm going to bring over my other instance, which will show you the DocuSign piece of it. So give me 1 second to do that. If I can find my screen. That's the one I wanted. Alrighty, so let me log into there. NTX. Leave. All right, 1 second. Cool. So, all right. Up and running. So I'm gonna leave that there, and let's go see what's going on with the name is invalid. Okay. Not bad. I assumed. So let's go back to the workflow. And for now, let's just do this. I don't know. I've actually run into that issue before, and I'm not sure why I do, outside of the fact that I just keep running into that issue. So it has spaces.pdf. I figured out a way to do that, and I got to look at it deep. What was that file name to not pick up the name correctly? I'm going to publish that. Publish it. I need to actually terminate this workflow. Yeah. I need to kill this workflow because this one's running and it's not going to do me any good. And then this one, I just updated it. I hard-coded the name for time's sake. Hard-coded the name so it'll pick up just the one document that I was working on. Not the best thing, but again, for the sake of time and what we're doing, I'm going to run it that way. So if you think that is a really bad practice, fine. Yeah, so let's see here. All right, so that kicked off there. So I was wondering why I didn't actually kick and run, because I was like, I didn't see anything coming through. So let's actually look at this. Let's see here. So it started. And we can just simply refresh that. So while this is running, the next thing I want to do is I'm looking for the other area so I can find my email. Should be coming through shortly. It should actually be logging as well. So give it a sec, because it's supposed to send that thing directly to DocuSign first, and that comes over for processing. If I can find my DocuSign thing, I'm gonna close that out. Where did it go? Close this out. Trying to consolidate so I can find my screens a lot faster. There we go. So, okay, so cool. You can see that. So we have to authorize DocuSign to use our account. That's one of the things with the demo account. It just allows you to kind of get permission set up where you don't just have stuff happening without your permission and people sending spam all over. Oh wait, did I? ntxte08.com. That's correct. So NINT. All right. Cool. So, yep, we want to authorize it, close that out. So we gave that permission, which is good. So this should now, what it's saying is, okay, DocuSign wants to do something and we need your permission before we do that. What that then did was allow me, so it allowed me to now get this. This is cool. So what it's saying is hello, and I didn't change that in the email or whatever. I just pulled it in. I've sent you this, and this is actually one of the reasons why I probably couldn't get that thing to work. So I need to look at that. This is your quote to sign. So cool. See that? Now I push this over to DocuSign. It pulls over my information, tells me who I am, tells me the document I'm signing. I consent to doing that review, and now I'm going to bring in my signature to sign. And I can edit this because I want to put my name in there. Eric Harris. It's really cool, isn't it? And initials ZALH. So adopt and sign. So if you look at that, I've actually now just added my signature to that there. I want to add the date here as well. So date signed, so that people can know, hey, I did sign it on this day. Here's the quote, and I'm finished with that. Done signing it. Cool. So I've just sent a document from SharePoint through a workflow using document generation. I've completed that, and I sent that over to DocuSign to be signed by a person. That person was me. I just kind of sent it myself for ease of sake, but actually I sent it through a different email account. So what you'll see here is you'll actually see it's going to be logging kind of what's going on as well. There's a note. It gave me a note to let me know that I did complete it, so I can pull that up too. So see here, send on behalf of DocuSign, your document has been completed. So I can actually view that and see, hey, there's my signature there. Awesome. I can print that, save it, whatever. But I don't have to do that because I also, whoa, that wasn't fun. I also, see, I created a document for signing, done that. I also told DocuSign that I want to store that back where it was. So remember, I took the list and I created a document in a document library with that list information, and then I sent it off to be signed. I don't want to store it anywhere else. I wanted to store back down the list, potentially have it archived or whatever as a part of the signature process. So if I come back to documents, look at it. So 15 minutes ago, it still hasn't been updated. So let's go back to workflows really quick. There's something else I want to show you as well. So it's doing the pause for a second, remember that. But just to show you that I'm not running any tricks, I'm going to open this up to show you that this one does not have the signature. Remember, this does not have a signature on it. That's one thing. Two, the other thing that's really nice about this is that we have version history as well. So here it shows it's being created. This is auditing and everything. This is a process kind of being put together really easily, really quickly. Let's see if I can get this thing to show me what I want to see. So it hasn't updated yet. It paused for a minute. Then it's going to go out there and it's going to say, hey, DocuSign, do you have an updated status for me? Usually it doesn't take this long. So I completed that. I'm going to look at the workflow really quickly. So I pause for duration. Pause for 1 minute. That's what I wanted to do. Retrieve the envelope status is next. That's what it's supposed to do. TE, make sure my account was good. Log that in there. So it should be retrieving and logging is where it should be at now. What is going on? This is one of those things where it's kind of like a black box. That should have happened, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal to get that to come through. Once it logs, then it should download it, and it's going to be pretty cool to see that process happen. Wonder what just happened with that. Let me check, make sure everything is good. I should have, no, because I did import. So this is the envelope ID. So technically, it should be using that envelope ID to actually go find it and then retrieve the status of it. All right. Something got hung up on the DocuSign side, and I'm not 100% sure why, but I guarantee the process works. Let's see here. Why is it not doing it? One more time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this pause. I have to actually pause for a second because I needed to give it time to do it. But I'm going to log it, retrieve the envelope status, which isn't going to be signed, I know. Let me make sure, because I've seen this before. Let me make sure that I don't have to authorize. I do. Gosh, I keep forgetting that. I have to authorize that double for it to actually continue to promote that. It's just a small thing with how the demo accounts are set up. So you don't have to do this if you have production, but for the demo accounts, it is set up this way. I keep forgetting that. I have to authorize that. So what it does, again, it's preventing DocuSign from acting on behalf of someone else doing something kind of crazy, especially since I'm using two different accounts. So now that I did that, guaranteed it'll process and run through. So see, it actually needed to be authorized. It's completed. Doesn't have a message, which is good. And now it should be in the process of communicating with DocuSign to download. So let me make sure I'm not holding that process up. I forgot that the other time. And one more time because I'm interacting with it again. And this is perfectly normal. So don't think, wow, I have to do this every time. No, you do not. Again, this is a demo account, and you don't want a demo account to be spamming or doing anything like that. So just FYI. So that's fine. I can come back here. I can actually close this out because I don't need it. don't need that change. I'm going to refresh this. So completed message here. And if we look at this a few seconds ago, so if you now look at this, it says a few seconds ago, I do know that. Let's look at the version history of it to show it was done 954, and then 1014 he created a new version of it. If I click on this new version, it actually shows you that it did bring down my signature item. So it did bring it in, a little wonky, but clean from a process standpoint, which is kind of cool. And then we can also look at the version, not the version, the workflow history to see if it did communicate what I wanted to tell me, which is right here. So it did envelope ID status completed and signed. So seems cool. I like the way it looks. Everything looks good there. So I hope you all enjoyed that. That was a quick one. Kind of rattled. I apologize again for the first 30 minutes. Lost that one on no audio, but what you saw is what I wanted to show you all today. So really excited about that. Again, what we did with that one, and I'll load this up here. We used Exchange to find a document template. We then create a list in SharePoint, Office 365 SharePoint to populate that template. We tagged it. We then, what do we do? We uploaded the template. We tagged the template. And then we set the action with variables to populate the template, and then we sent that over from using DocGen. We sent it into a document library, and then we created an additional workflow or a secondary workflow to run. So once the document's created, send it to whomever to be signed. So in this case, we send it over to the contact person to be signed, and then we send the contact person to be signed, and then we brought it back down to be stored, and you can actually change permissions on that. You can put it into a different library and archive it, etc. So if you have invoices, you have quotes, you have you saw some of the stuff I was testing as well around compensation plans or things like that that require a signature. That is a way you can do it, where you can capture the data. What you could really do with this is be really cool is actually have some data inside of SharePoint. Say you have some account management data, whatever, or process project data. You can actually query Salesforce, go grab that information, pull it back into a set of variables, push those variables into the document generation template, and then do that process from there. So you don't necessarily need the data inside of SharePoint. I just did it quickly because I could show you where the data was. But you can pull that data from somewhere, create the variables around it, store it, and then push that into the template, and then go from there. So really excited. Hope you all are as excited as I am about that. Also showed you rather the Nintex with SharePoint 2016 preview. Look for that coming out soon, very, 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 very soon. Excited about it, really excited about what that product has, what it looks like, but also what you can do with it. We're talking about hybrid stuff now. We're talking about kicking off workflows from external systems, and we have a host of other stuff in there like connectors and things. I don't want to spoil it. So looking forward to that. If you're at WPC, come by. We will have some preview demos and stuff available for you all, as well as just a lot of good content, and me, I'll be there. I hope to do a hangout. Hopefully we can capture some pictures of everybody there as well. The partner lounge will be there, so if you have questions, Samantha, Alistair, myself, the partner team will be there to answer your questions about anything from pricing to whatever. Customers, we're helping our partners serve you better, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And otherwise, use the products. Let me know if you have any questions. Tweet me at eharris04. Huge shout out to Jesse for pinging me on that with the audio. Huge shout out, kudos to you for getting that to me. I appreciate it 120% on what you did on that. Thank you so very much for helping me save the rest of the hangout time. And to everyone else in the community, thank you for your support. Thanks for watching it. If you watched it after, you're not watching it live, you watched it afterwards, write a note, let me know. I want to know who's all watching it, what you get out of it, what you like to see. I did get a ping from someone on Twitter asking to be a part of the hangout, Microsoft MVP, I believe it was. So we're looking at doing a host of different things, but really glad to have the hangouts, have the audience as well with you all, and to help you use the products a lot better, a lot more. So if you have any questions, if you have any particular things like, hey, I'm trying to do this, can we show this in a hangout, whatever, I'm not an expert at everything. everything, but I know how to find a lot of the answers, and I look forward to helping you use the product even more in the upcoming future. So be on the lookout. I'm going to have Hawkeye soon. So we'll show you how to do some stuff with Power BI and that, and as well as analytics. Some more stuff. I actually have 2 things already in 2016 already built out, so we'll be walking through that. That may be a series of hangouts, just going through building out a really big solution around asset management. So that'll be coming as well, and a couple other things around some different things from tech partners that we have coming down the pipe. So really looking forward to it. Check out the Nintex Exchange at exchange.nintex.com. Find an asset, use the asset, download the asset, play with it, and comment on it. That's the mission for July in the community. And other than that, excited to just be here and to be part of this growing community of people that are advocating for better solutions with Nintex. So until next time, I'll see you soon. Have a fabulous day or evening, and thanks again. Don't forget, tweet me, ask your questions in the community, or shout me out, and I'll be sure to respond. Thanks again. Have a good day.